Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome all of y'all for our Agents of Change talk show. We are so happy that we have His Grace AMOGH LILA Prabhu with us. AMOGH LILA Prabhu doesn't need any introduction. He is a big time celebrity, such a big social media influencer. Prabhuji has actually touched the lives of millions of people. He has a YouTube channel called My Ashray, which is giving ashray to so many people. And he has so many people who are his fans, including myself. So extremely grateful that Prabhuji agreed to be here. The first time I asked him to come here, he at once agreed. So that itself shows how great he is and how humble he is. So just on an official note, a small introduction of Prabhuji. Prabhuji is the Vice President of ISKCONDWARKA Temple, which is in the Delhi area. He's done his BTech in Computer Science from Delhi University. He's associated with ISKCON for the past 21 years. He's the co-faculty in IIM Ahmedabad for teaching principles of ethics and morality in leadership. And he's also the director of ISKCON Youth Forum in Dwarka. And he delivers regular lectures in various colleges. And he has his own channel, as I told you, My Ashray, with I think has touched 1 million subscribers. That's a big achievement. So our heartfelt congratulations to Prabhuji.
Thank you.
And we pray that this 1 million can become 10 million, 100 million soon. So very, very grateful. I met Prabhuji, I think 2 times till now.
Yes.
Yeah. 2 times I met him. I already feel that I know him for so many years now. That's how cordial and personal he is in his relationships. So once again, very grateful for to AMOGH LILA Prabhu for taking a precious time to be here. So our Agents of Change interview is basically where we interview people who are making a change in this world. Devotees who are making like a big time change in this world. And we try to dive a little into the lives, into the minds and into the hearts of these change makers, trying to find out what we can imbibe in our own life. So our first question to you is, can you tell us how you came in Krishna consciousness? And even before that, what was your journey before coming to Krishna consciousness? And what made you take this, make this choice of coming into Krishna consciousness?
Okay. So firstly, I'm very thankful to you for inviting me. I'm really honored to be part of this podcast and getting interviewed by someone who has given me this book. This is authored by him, Japa Meditations. And this wonderful book, I'm relishing so much. My Japa has improved because of my dear friend ACHYUT GOPAL Prabhu, because he has authored this wonderful book. It is filled with nectarian glorifications of the holy name, and it has nourished my Japa, my meditation. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
And now about the questions, that how I came to Krishna consciousness. Well, generally I was interested in spirituality, and somehow people who are in saffron clothes, they would attract my attention. So my of course my parents would say, yeah, okay, they are good babas, but you have to focus on studies. But somehow I had this natural inclination towards the saintly people. Even if they are bogus, still they would attract me, because the saffron cloth would attract me. Anyone who is in saintly wardrobe would attract my attention. So generally there was inclination. Secondly, I got attracted towards Srimad Bhagavad Gita during my school days. In NCERT, there was one chapter Gita Shlokam. Like there is Niti Shlok, Chanakya Niti, and all of that. So there was one chapter once of Bhagavad Gita. So there was the words Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavat dridam. That mind is very chanchal, very obstinate, very stubborn, so very strong. I could see that, well, that's my mind. How can NCERT book expose my mind? And that too in such a wonderful way. So, and then of course, Asanchaya Mahabaho Manaduni Griham Chalam. There is no doubt that yes, mind is very restless, but by diligent practice and by detachment, one can control the mind. Wow. So then there was attraction for Bhagavad Gita, because I could see that Bhagavad Gita is so exposing. My God, none of the book was exposing me, because it was talking about the world outside. But here is a book, here is a, which contains sentences which can expose me, the world within me. So when I approached my Sanskrit teacher, she said, there are 700 verses in the Gita. In your syllabus, there are only 7. So some of the primary verses were there. So then from there on, I got this attraction for Srimad Bhagavad Gita, that I should read Bhagavad Gita. Earlier, my plan was to become a very rich man, make a lot of money and feed the poor people. But I realized that that people are suffering less because of body, but more because of mind. But how to serve the minds of the people? In case if I want to serve humanity, oh, okay. So then I could see that by reading Bhagavad Gita, because I could read Bhagavad Gita here and there somehow from various authors. So I read various versions of Bhagavad Gita, 8 different versions of the Bhagavad Gita by various authors, their translations, their explanations. But Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita was most stunning, was most captivating. Reason being, I could see that here the author is addicted to God. Even when the shloka is not mentioning about God, some yoga system, but this person, this author is addicted to God and he wants to give God. He's very desperate to do that. So, so Bhagavad Gita gave me that taste. And I could see that this has really made my mind healthier in terms of dealing with people, with negativity. So this thirst was there now. So that's the second reason. First was I want to serve humanity. Second is inclination towards the Bhagavad Gita. And third was sense of gratitude. I could see God gave me everything the best. God gave me wonderful parents, wonderful sisters, a lot of wonderful friends around me, good health, good mind. In terms of sports, I was a champion. In terms of extracurricular activities, singing, dancing, making paintings, sketches, I was one of the best, if not the best. I could see God has given me so much, but I'm so ungrateful. I have not given anything in return to God. So this thing would always pinch me whenever an achievement would come in my life. Say, for example, okay, now best painting award goes to now me. Say, just see, man, God has given you even this as well, but you are so selfish that you are not given anything to God in return. So this thing was building up. So in 12th class, when I was in 12th class, it reached its peak. So after passing my 12th, I decided to hell with the studies, to hell with my career. First, I'll find out God and say thank you to God. So after 12th class, I just ran away from home. I wrote a letter to my parents. I'm leaving in search of God. And once I'm done with my search, and then I'll come back.
My God.
So this way, I left home. I did not know where will I go because there was no address. I have to go to such and such place. So I just started walking. Knowing that whoever that God is, he would guide my steps towards him. So in this way, I met some of the teachers here and there, but none of them, they could quench my thirst, my questions. But when I came to ISKCON, after moving out to all of these places, when I came to ISKCON east of Kailash, there I met the devotees, and they had all scientific detailed answers, bona fide answers to all my questions. So I stayed there as a monk for 3 months, and I was done yet. Yes, I found God. I could see that here is the Bhagavad Gita. Yes, which captivated my heart the most. Yes, and best way to serve is to the humanity is to give the teachings of the Gita. And then third thing was that to give myself, employ all the talents which God has given to me back in service to God and humanity. That is my reciprocation towards all those blessings which God has given to me. So in this way, I stayed there for 3 months. And after 3 months, of course, the senior devotee said, see, you are abhi cutie pie. So currently you should go back and you should continue your studies. So under the guidance of the senior devotees, I again came back, resumed my studies, completed my graduation in computer science, worked for a few years as a matter of gratitude towards my parents as well. I came back. But yes, I got the trailer of brahmachari life of a monk. And those 3 months were always memorable for me when I was working outside, studying outside. So I decided that one day I would come back to that same life. That is nectar life. Brahmachari life is real nectar. I would go back to that life. So in the year 2000, I came 4th of August, 2000, 11:30 a.m. in afternoon. I had come first time to ISKCON. So after 10 years, on Janmashtami 2010, again I joined back as a monk. Meanwhile, I was outside practicing bhakti outside. So in Janmashtami 2010, again I joined back. Radhashtami 2010, I took saffron, and now it's been 11 years being a monk, and I served 3 years in ISKCON East of Kailash. From past 8 years, I'm here in ISKCONDWARKA. So it's been journey of 13 plus 8, 21 years.
Amazing.
And I am finally with you, ACHYUT GOPAL Prabhu.
Amazing journey. I mean, It sounds like Radhanath Maharaj's, a glimpse of Radhanath Maharaj's journey home,
Oh
going
yeah,
around.
his journey is, my goodness, that's very, very inspirational. Very, very
Yeah,
inspirational.
yeah, yeah. Wonderful, wonderful. We started off on a very good note, to hear your inspiring story. Great. So it's so nice to see that at such a young age you had that thirst, you know. So definitely you are like that special soul, at that young age only you had. And all the more, Krishna has blessed you with so many talents. It's just not about your speaking, it's about your management, it's about your dancing, it's about your drama. Krishna has blessed you with so many things already.
Mercy, mercy.
Great, great. You are now a big time social media influencer. You'll be getting so much recognition and so much in the limelight. So, how does it feel being there? And is there any flip side to it?
Okay. First thing, how does it feel? Well, it is very embarrassing for me. I know I'm not that great. The kind of love people shower upon me, the kind of blessings I receive from them. Sometimes people have tears in their eyes and they say, Prabhuji, you have changed my life. You have changed our lives, our entire family's lives. I feel very embarrassed that actually the kind of respect which people give to me. In fact, I feel that I am not able to reciprocate to that extent as they are showing their love. So it's very embarrassing when I see people with sincere gratitude. Oof. So it is very, very embarrassing. But at the same time, in my heart, I pass on all the praises which they give to me, to all my teachers, led by Srila Prabhupada and all the great teachers who have taught me all of these principles. I am just repeating their words. The glory is coming to me, but actually credit goes to them. So that's why I would say, well, at that time, I'm very, very embarrassed. But I try to reciprocate as much as possible. Like sometimes they want to have selfie. So I'm not able to have selfie with all of them. But yes, just for their pleasure, I say, okay, Baba, you want to occupy the phone, the memory of your phone with my pic. Okay, if that pleases you, please go ahead. But I feel myself that I'm not able to reciprocate. Only God can reciprocate with everyone's love.
Yeah,
But human being cannot do that. And I can literally experience it. So it is very embarrassing when people give me so much respect. I see that I'm not that great. I'm a small servant of Krishna, so a small servant of the devotees. So it is very embarrassing.
Yeah.
What was the second part of the question? I forgot.
Yeah. So, what is the flip side of
Flip side.
being so much in the limelight?
Okay, flip side of being so much in the limelight. I don't think there is any flip side. It is just that, of course, I am to be now more organized because now there is more accountability. Now people trust so much. Earlier, in case, if there is a normally practicing devotee, of course, he has to be very watchful about himself, about one's thoughts. But now I'm being extra watchful because now it's a trust of millions of people.
Yeah,
so if something happens, it's like a violence to somebody's faith.
Wow,
so I regularly pray to Krishna, please empower me, please bless me that I may always honor the faiths of these people who somehow now taking inspiration from me to do Krishna bhakti. There are many, many great souls in ISKCON. They are far hundreds of times better Krishna conscious devotees in ISKCON. But somehow Krishna has made the plan that I'm being the connecting link for these souls. So now I see that accountability has gone really way, way high. That I have to honor these faiths of hundreds and thousands and millions of people's faiths. So like that. So that's the flip side. Of course, I don't see it as a flip side, but that's like it pushes me to be a better devotee. It pushes me.
Amazing.
So that thing is there. Of course, then I'm to manage my life more so that I can serve more and more devotees. So I have been a free soul. I'm a very carefree kind of person. But I have to fight with my own nature of being so much carefree because I have to serve more people. That's why I have to be more disciplined, more organized, which pushes me against my nature, which is of a freestyle kind of person, which gets reflected in my speaking as well. I know that because I'm a very free.
Yeah.
So these are some of the sides which the flip side. I would say a side thing which I'm to contemplate as well, being in so much limelight.
Actually, I had 2-3 questions.
Although I never expected this to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
I had 2-3 questions connected to this only. You already touched upon few things. One is how do you organize your life? Because life generally for a monk in ISKCON is very busy.
Yeah.
And for someone like who is like the vice president of ISKCON Dwarka is busy. On
Uh-huh.
top of that, being so famous, you'll be getting so much invites from so many places, plus your own sadhana, counseling devotees. How do you manage time?
Well, technically speaking, I manage through my mobile phone's calendar. I technically only technology part. But yes, I have to manage all of this. So sometimes for myself, I go away from temple as well, so that I can have my time for to read Srila Prabhupada's books, to hear lectures of devotees. Like Shubhalas Prabhu is my favorite speaker, your wonderful brother, and one of my great teachers whom I take inspiration from. So I listen from devotees. So that way I try to sometimes go out to the temple as well, just to do my own reading and hearing. I do that. Sometimes I do traveling just so that I can do reading. Like I may go to Rishikesh and Haridwar in a train and come back just so that in train I'll get a chance to read.
Amazing, amazing.
So these things sometimes I have to play around so that I can have time for my own self, like that. And of course, there are now, since the lockdown is over, the corona thing is almost over. Now it's like Omicron is like the tail of the whole thing. So now invites are coming, and so I'm to humbly say no to many of them. Like currently it's we are about to get into January. Till around May end, I'm packed with various kind of appointments. So when somebody has appointment in May, February, March, I say I'm very, very sorry. No, I'm occupied here. So at that time, I feel very embarrassed and feel very weird that a devotee is very lovingly inviting me and I'm showing nakhra. Well, that's not good, but what to do? I can't expand myself like Krishna does, because the Lord can do all of these things. So sometimes I feel not so comfortable, but yes, but I'm to say no, what to do.
Great, amazing. One more connected question only was that I've been seeing that your lectures, are just not impressing the minds of people, but literally touching the hearts of people. So many people, even in Goa, I know so many people who literally love your lectures and feel so connected. So, what is the art of actually touching the hearts of people and being personal?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I have not deliberately practiced it, but I just analyzed my preaching style. It's very conversational. Actually, I don't speak in a very formal way. I speak as if I'm having a conversation. So I think that brings the connect. Ultimately, of course, it's the mercy of Krishna. All of these techniques are secondary.
Correct.
Ultimately, it's the mercy of Krishna. It's the plan of Krishna. But on the ground level, if somebody says, "Oh, okay, what all I do," not that I practice some kind of public speaking skills and my hand gesture should be like this, my eye contact and this and that, my pitch should be, and my volume and animation and all of this. I don't plan it actually. One is that I'm like this only. That's why when somebody meets me outside YouTube, they say, "Are you are you speak like YouTube." Like, yeah, of course, that's the way I am. Not that I articulate myself differently in front of camera so that I am more appealing. I am more eye catchy. No, it's not like that. The way I am outside camera, the way I am in front of the camera. So that's why it is the same thing. So I think my style is more conversational. I'm not very formal, ladies and gentlemen. What I want to speak today is very important topic. I don't say like this. I said, well, today we are going to discuss a very important topic, which would be relevant for all those who are practicing or non-practicing. So this is how we talk when so my style is more conversational. So I think that brings a connect.
Got
And
it.
of course, that
Definitely.
mercy of chanting Hare Krishna in the morning when I chant. So chanting Hare Krishna is also bringing that connect. And mercy of the Acharya, Srila Prabhupada. So I think that brings connect. And ultimately, of course, Krishna's mercy is what I see.
Yeah. I mean, one thing is there in all your classes, and even the style, probably it's quite natural to you. The
Yeah.
kind of energy and the kind of josh that you put in, I think that's the trademark, that's the speciality of AMOGH LILA Pro. The kind of style. Wonderful, wonderful.
I don't know.
Okay, another thing, you're so famous. How do you stay grounded?
Okay, yeah, that's a very good question. How do I stay grounded? First credit goes to, of course, my spiritual teacher, His Grace Mohan Rupa Prabhuji, who is Temple President of ISKCON East of Kailash. I have been his student. I am still his student, and I'll continue to be his student life after life. He is such a great soul. And when we were there as simple students, at that time, he would speak so much about this, about pride, La Puja Pratishtha, Shukra Ravishtha. Those who are desiring for worship, name, fame, and adoration and worship from the audience. It's like Shukra Ravishtha. That's like a stool of a hog. He would say such heavy things that from very beginning we got this thing in our heads that we should not aspire to be worshipped, admired, distinction, fame, popularity. So he put that right from very beginning inside us. So and when the fame is coming, so at that time those teachings they pop up that no, AMOGH LILA Das, focus on bhakti. These things are coming. This is like Krishna Prasad, but I am to employ back this in Krishna Seva. So these things are coming from my beloved teacher, His Grace Mohan Rupa Prabhuji. I have also seen some great teachers who are also very popular, but they are very grounded. Like ACHYUT GOPAL Prabhu is very grounded. I have met Prabhuji, and I have been to ISKCON Chowpatty, Sri Radha Gopinath temple. Prabhuji sits and chants his Hare Krishna Mahamantra very nicely. And the way he was before this stardom, which he has now, of course, he's 10 times more times famous than me. But the way he was before all of this, he's same now. He doesn't show any kind of star tantrums. No. He's very humble, very down to earth. So seeing such popular people like ACHYUT GOPAL Prabhuji also, who are very grounded, that's also inspirational. That we learn from them.
Yeah, definitely.
And all these great teachers also, like for example, say Srila Radhanath Maharaj. I see Maharaj is like personification of humbleness. Wow. So seeing all of these examples, like his only Gopal Krishna Maharaj or Radha Govind Maharaj, all of these great souls. Wow. So seeing them, that they are also popular. Of course, may not be on social media, but otherwise they are very popular. Whether his own as Radha Govind Maharaj or his own as Radhanath Maharaj or all these great souls, but they are so grounded. Wow! So seeing them also is very inspirational. Yeah. Another thing is that my sense of gratitude, which keeps me grounded, is that I'm just repeating their words. All these examples, analogies, anecdotes, stories, they come from them. I repeat. People say, "Oh, AMOGH LILA Pu, aapke lecture to kamal hote. Your lectures are amazing." But actually, I'm just repeating their words. So sense of gratitude that thank you very much for teaching me and I'm still learning from them. So sense of gratitude also keeps me grounded. Another thing is that, which is a gift from Krishna, is that I am very forgetful. I have a very good memory. So even I forget that I am famous. I forget it. It is just a person who comes and meets me, they remind me that I am famous. Hare Prabhuji, aapne hamara jeevan badal diya. You have millions of this and that, and that listens, that this person listens, and then I'm reminded, oh, acha, I am famous. Otherwise, by Krishna's mercy, I forget this. Otherwise I'm like normal the way I'm before. So it doesn't stick in my head. I'm famous now. People call me YouTube celebrity. It doesn't stick actually. I forget. It is as the person who comes, they remind me, oh, you are famous. Oh, acha, I'm famous. Acha, okay. So this is also Krishna's gift. Somehow in my IC integrated circuit, there is one thing which is disintegrated, is that I forget that I'm famous. So I live like normal human being, normal devotee, practicing devotee, like that. So that's also a gift. So these things are there, like teachings from my beloved teacher Mohan Prabhuji, great examples around me, a sense of gratitude, and somehow there is a chip which forgets. So I remain normal. Of course, that helps me stay normal otherwise as well, because you will see that those who have great memory, it is very difficult for them to forgive someone and they have grudges because they still recall somebody insulted me, injustice, this, that. But being forgetful, bindas, of course, it makes me forgiving as well, because I can see I do mistakes. When others do mistake and say, Prabhuji, I'm very sorry, I forgot. Well, I also forget. That's okay. That's normal. Move on. So
wonderful.
So these things they help me. Yeah.
Wonderful. Very beautiful points about gratitude being the antidote for pride.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's true. It's an antidote. Very rightly said. It's an antidote.
Yeah. ACHYUT GOPAL Prabhu, even I have seen his life, we know him for so many years. The point you made is like very true. The way he was before, he's still exactly the same.
Same.
Exactly the same.
Tantrums. Yeah, that's true.
Amazing. In fact, when we grew up in our Krishna consciousness, social media was not so much active, bro, at that time. So all we knew was Chopati Brahmacharis,
Uh,
they were like our heroes, Gaur Gopal Prabhu, Gaurang Prabhu,
that's
Govind
true.
Prabhu, Shamanand Prabhu.
Yeah.
We never actually knew what was going on Delhi side.
Okay.
But thanks to social media and Vaishnav Seva Prabhu, ISKCON Desire,
Oh yeah, yeah.
now there are so many, we are recognizing that there are
Yes.
so many wonderful preachers. We knew
Yeah.
Mohan Rup Prabhu, but we didn't know about, there's a huge lot of preachers coming up in
Oh yeah.
Delhi.
Okay.
So many
Absolutely.
powerful people. So that's also nice that we are getting this kind of exposure. Yeah. That's what even my personal experience about you also has been the same, that even though you have been so famous, you are quite humble, because you pass on the credit to
Yes, yes.
all the others.
Teachers, yes.
Yeah. So can you tell us something about your relationship with Gopal Krishna Maharaj? You are one of his most intimate disciples. Tell us something about Maharaj, some of your interactions with him that you really cherish,
Okay.
and what you have learned from those interactions and from him personally.
Oh, I think. Well, I call him Bhutnath. Bhutnath is the name of Lord Shiva, because Lord Shiva is a deliverer of the ghosts and goblins. So I see that my spiritual master, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj, is also another Bhutnath, as he has got some ghostly disciples like myself. And my hope of deliverance is that is my Bhutnath spiritual master, His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. His mercy is certainly delivering me. His personal example really inspires me in terms of his simplicity. He's very, very simple. And in terms of his dealings, he's very loving, very affectionate, very, very personal. And he is living for spreading the holy name. And that's how his life is. His life is saturated with service. And he may not be recognized as a great speaker or a great kirtaniya, but I see him as a Vaishnav Sevak Shiromani. That's a title I given to him in my heart, that he's a Vaishnav Sevak Shiromani. He serves the Vaishnavas, and that's what it gives him great joy to serve the devotees. And when we do that, he becomes very happy. In case he comes to know that we have served a devotee, he becomes very, very happy, and he becomes sincerely appreciative of that Vaishnav Seva. So that's why this is how I look at him. He's a Bhutanath and he's Vaishnav Sevak Shiromani. And regarding my dealings with him, or his dealings towards me, he's very much concerned, of course. And once this happened, one of my dear friend, he was getting married. He was a monk, but he decided to get married. So he called me from USA. Gopal Krishna Maharaj, he called me from USA, and your friend is now married. Are you planning also for marriage? So I said, no, Maharaj, no, absolutely not. He said, no, I'm concerned because now your friend is now married. You will say, you may think that my friend is married, so I'll also get married now. I hope you'll not get married. I said, Maharaj, I promise to you, I was born virgin, I will live virgin, I will die virgin. In
Wow.
in this life, no sex life, Maharaj. And then he started laughing. He was very happy. Immediately he became very happy. So in this way, he is so much concerned. He called from USA. That means even there, when he's preaching, he was thinking about me. That's why he gave a call. In fact, I got my Janeu, my Janeu by this. He was holding Janeu, and I was sitting, and I thought he would ask me some questions from Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. I was very nervous what he's going to ask. But during my my Gayatri initiation, he was holding the thread. He looked through the thread. He said, will you not leave ISKCON? I said, no, Maharaj. I will die, but I'll not leave ISKCON, Maharaj. I said, oh, that's very good. Again, he stopped. He said, you'll not get married also. I said, Maharaj, I'll die, but I'll not get married. Mar jaunga, Maharaj, shaadi nahi karunga. I said, oh, that's very good. And then he gave me Janeu. So I have got extra regulative principle. There people have 4 regulative principles. I got another one, not to get married. And of course, I am very happily settled in Brahmachari life. I have no desires to get married. But yes, this is how he shows his concern. And of course, I love his chastisements. Once I proposed him something, Maharaj, if that can be done, that will be very good. Maharaj said, AMOGH LILA, shall I tell you something? Yes, Maharaj. You're fool number 1. So these kind of mild chastisements, I really relish. Once I had fracture on my I think left foot. I got a fracture. So I said, "Oh, what happened to your left foot?" I said, "Maharaj, because I keep offending the lotus feet of devotees, so my foot also got injured as a karmic reaction." Maharaj said, "For Vaishnava Aparadh, you only got this. तुम तो बहुत सस्ते में छूट गए. You know, you should have been punished even more for Vaishnava Aparadh." So sometimes he gives me all these mild chastisements. I really like them. That shows that that he considers me his own. So sometimes he asks for suggestions. Of course, he's a genius. He doesn't need my suggestions. I'm fool number one. Yes, but sometimes he would ask for suggestions. AMOGH LILA, what do you suggest? I humbly said, when present, he said, "Yeah, oh, that's a good suggestion." So these things, I got some beautiful exchanges with Maharaj. So Maharaj is very compassionate. He's Bhutnath for me, as I said. Yeah, I'm the Bhoot and he's my Nath.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Great. So I have heard that even our Venu Madhav Prabhu, Vivek Bindraji,
Yeah. Yes,
was in the ashram along with you.
Oh, yes.
So he's one of my heroes, is one of my inspirations.
Mine too.
So can you tell us something about him, your relationship with him,
Okay.
and what he was, what he had, did he have that same kind of passion in his ashram days also?
Oh, yeah. we could not stay together because he was serving in ISKCON Punjabi Bagh. I was in ISKCON East of Kailash.
Okay.
But yes, I know him when he was there as a monk, because I would visit ISKCON Punjabi Bagh quite often, and we have served together, no doubt. In dramas, we have served together. He's a very animated actor. My God. And he is a person who would go for big programs. And we see that in colleges, you would not go for small programs, big programs. You would think big. Like our Srila Prabhupada used to say, think big and you must start small, but he would think big and do big. Yeah. So that has been his nature. And his Gita lectures were very attractive to the audience. Even during those days when he would give lecture, the so-called students, they would connect so much with him, because he would present the content of the Gita in a very relevant and very practical way. Now, of course, he has got new flavors to it, like management and leadership, CEO coach. So he has added more flavors to it. But he has always been very desperate for Bhagavad Gita, great loyalty for Bhagavad Gita. In fact, a couple of years back when I met him, I asked him about what is he reading. I thought maybe Srimad Bhagavatam, which is like postgraduate study after Bhagavad Gita. He said, "I am relishing Bhagavad Gita more and more." So he gets into Bhagavad Gita again and again. Even though he has read other scriptures as well, but his love for Gita is really very, very special. He completes his 16 rounds and then he eats something. Even today, being a celebrity, being a world's best coach, CEO coach, business coach, still today, he completes his 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra meditation. He would sing Guru Puja and all of that. And then he would take his breakfast prasadam. Otherwise, he doesn't. So that way, even though he has such a busy schedule, but he doesn't misses his spiritual practices. That's also wonderful. And he meets with us the way he used to meet. Yeah. So earlier when he was in the ashram, and why he left ashram was his back pain. Because in ashram is a very adventurous place. If you are taking rest and you have very sensitive sleep, so then you are up now, woken up, and there are people who are not able to sleep again. And that was the case with him, and that's why his health was getting spoiled. Otherwise, he was a very, very good monk, very ideal, very pakka in sadhana, very pakka in terms of understanding Siddhanta, very, very good. But because of the health reasons, then he was instructed by his Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj to come outside the ashram and then practice. So he is still very pakka in his spiritual practices. Yes. And very humble, very down to earth, very down to earth. He still goes to ISKCON East of Kailash morning program. He chants his japa with devotees at ISKCON East of Kailash. With dhoti, he goes there, he chants.
He does that.
When he's traveling, then he's not able to do. But otherwise, he still goes there. Yeah. So yeah, he's still doing it.
Amazing. Yeah, you can make out in his lectures the kind of love he has for Bhagavad Gita and the kind of passion he has for preaching.
Oh yes, that was still there earlier.
Yeah. They say now, once a soldier, always a soldier.
Yes.
So once a monk, always a monk.
Yes.
once you get the taste for preaching, it doesn't go away. You can see it in him so clearly.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Great, great, great. So, what are your best memories in Krishna consciousness? 21 years.
Uh-huh.
Anything that you really cherish in your heart? The best memories.
Best memories are always with my friends. You know, I have got many friends in Delhi, and being with them, we are our real selves, and we pull each other's legs as well. Of course, we have Krishna conscious talks also, but yes, there are leg pulling also. We crack jokes together. We have prasadam together. So all those moments which are there, which I spend with my friends, devotee friends, and most of them are brahmacharis, of course, but some of them are grihasthas as well, and I have such good time with them. So all those moments I really cherish. And personally, of course, I cherish those moments as well, which I spend with myself. Sometimes when I'm alone, and I just read, and those moments I really relish. Say, for example, it's 10 hours journey through train, and out of 10, say 8 hours I read. So those moments are very important. I really relish them. But most memorable are those which I spend with my friends. Of course, my teachers, they are always memorable. Whatever they have told me, they are deeply imprinted in my mind. But yes, in terms of having joyful exchanges, then I have my friends, and I'm really blessed to have great friends who are really deeply Krishna conscious.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So if someone wants to become like a powerful preacher, like AMOGH LILA Prabhu.
Okay.
So what suggestion you would give him or her?
Okay. Well, in case somebody wants to become a very powerful preacher, I don't think I'm a very powerful preacher. I'm just blessed by Krishna and devotees. But in case somebody really wants to become a powerful preacher, I would suggest that one should not get stuck on small things. If you want to, if you think big, then one should not get stuck in small things, you know, some small conflicts, some criticism and all of this. This really takes away a lot of energy of the preacher because he's contemplating onto it. Like, for example, if somebody gets a wound, if I keep touching the wound again and again, the healing becomes slower and slower. So that's why one should not touch the wounds. They get healed in a due course of time. So for a preacher, it's very important to think big and work on big level. Of course, being sensitive, that's very important. Not for our own selves, but sensitive towards others. So that's also another part of preaching. More we are people-centric, that also makes our preaching very effective. So we should be more people-centric. And we should not do any activity which takes away our potency of preaching. You know, it is potency. Pran achayar se hitu prachar. All those who have life, they can preach. Those who are lifeless, they cannot preach. But a spiritualist can also do some activities which takes away the potency. Like, for example, offending the devotees, criticizing them, getting stuck in small things, and then contemplating onto it again and again and again and again. That takes away so much of energy. So anything which takes away my potency, we should avoid it. Especially like in management, it's the nature of it that let me do something which is very revolutionary, which may hurt people. One should not do that. We may not have something great being done, but yes, we should not hurt devotees. One should have the maturity to break the rules, but not to break the heart of devotees. So in this way, a preacher should be very conscious not to do any activity which takes away the potency of preaching. And a preacher should also get preached. That's also very important. Many of the gurus we see in the market, they do not get preached by their teacher. They don't have anyone above them. They are the all in all. But a teacher should also be a student continuously. Not that I was a student earlier, but now I'm just a teacher. No, a teacher should also always be a student. That's very, very important. And extremely important, of course, is being very diligent in one's spiritual practices. Because ultimately, mercy comes by these spiritual practices. That gives us potency. So in case if somebody is compromising one's spiritual activities again and again and again on the name of preaching, then what happens in a due course of time, this potency goes down. So when we speak, the words do not come. In case they come, they do not touch the heart. In case they may touch the heart, but may not transform the heart. So this happens when that thing is going down because of the lack of diligent spiritual practices. Like in Hindi, we say, bhajan hai ahar, prachar hai dakar. Bhajan hai ahar, prachar hai dakar. So in case, if I want to belch with Alfonso mango flavor belching, I should eat Alfonso mango. And then I would belch with the flavor of Alfonso mango. So that's why it is very important that a devotee who's seeking to become a very effective preacher should be very diligent in one's preaching. Like that. So these few things are there. And of course, ultimately, it's Krishna's mercy. There can be a person who can be doing all of these things to the superlative degree. And yet, if he is not coming out as a very effective preacher, then of course, that can be Krishna's will. Krishna's will can do anything. So, dushkaram sukaram bhavet. All that which is difficult becomes sukaram, becomes easy by Krishna's mercy, by mercy of the devotees. So ultimately, it is mercy which is working. But at our end, we are to be careful of all of these things. And this is how one can be effective preacher in a due course of time.
Wow, what a wonderful answer, filled with so much realizations.
I don't know.
Just to summarize, you mentioned how a preacher should always be a student. You mentioned he should avoid things that suck one's potency, avoid offenses.
Yes.
What else did you mention?
Like management thing, especially one should.
One should avoid small things, petty things. One should not
petty things, not to get stuck in them. Yeah, that's true. And of course, being learning, always learning, being grateful to the teachers. I've seen that those who do not remain grateful to the teachers, then Krishna ensures that they lose a potency. So, कहते हैं वो पालतू कुत्ता बन के रहना चाहिए, नहीं तो गली कुत्ता बन जाएंगे हम. I should always be a pet dog of my teachers. Otherwise, I'll become street dog. Because Krishna would say, oh, you are now famous. I give you fame. And you are showing your tantrums, even to your teachers. Acha, oh. Then Krishna ensures that. In this case, I would say Radhesham Prabhuji is a very good example. So sometimes he would travel from ISKCON Pune to ISKCON Chowpatty just to hear Radha Gopinath Prabhu's lecture. That's 3 hours of journey just to hear his teacher, his seniors. So this kind of gesture is very, very beautiful. It's very inspirational. So yeah, these things are there. And of course, constant upgradation, and then ultimately relying on Krishna's mercy. Krishna's
wonderful.
Is most transforming. हमें झंडे गाड़ने का बड़ा शौक होता है ना, मुझे झंडे गाड़ने, मेरे को झंडे जिसको गड़वाने ना भगवान गड़वा देते हैं उससे, so भगवान पे कुछ छोड़ देना चाहिए. Like that, we are to be ready to be a good instrument. If Krishna is to be used as good instrument in his service, up to him. If not, that is also up to him. So like that, and he should see that I'm not indispensable. A preacher should know that I'm not indispensable. I'm quite dispensable. If I'm not there, somebody else would be there doing Krishna's task. His plans would get executed. If not through me, then through somebody else. But they get executed. So a preacher should never ever think that I'm indispensable. Oh, AMOGH LILA is indispensable. No, not at all. If I'm not there, somebody more effective can come and do Krishna's plans get executed.
Amazing. Even that point about it's better to break rules than to break hearts.
Yes, all the devotees. Yes, that's true. That's maturity actually. That requires maturity.
I think that's an important lesson for me also personally. Have to work on it. Great. So how do you stay motivated, especially when you go through downs in life? I'm sure you may have your own downs in life. So what is the secret that keeps you motivated for your energy and your enthusiasm?
Okay. In case I'm really down, I take rest. I'm tired. But yes, I see that gratitude keeps me motivated. Because there's one conversation where a disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, he said, can a disciple repay the debt of the spiritual master? And then Srila Prabhupada said, no, it is impossible. A disciple can never ever repay the debt of the spiritual master. But by preaching vigorously, he can certainly please the spiritual master. Okay, by preaching vigorously, one can please the spiritual master. But repaying of the debt, that's not possible. So this is how I see that I am to stay enthusiastic in service, because that's the way I'm to please them. I cannot repay the debt of my teachers, whether Srila Prabhupada, my Diksha Guru, Shiksha Gurus, my mentors, my guides, my guardians. I cannot repay that debt. So this sense of gratitude gives me that push, gives me that energy. Come on, AMOGH LILA. Get up, man. Do it. Yes. And I am the grandson of Srila Prabhupada, the Senapati Bhakta of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have no right to be a morose. I have no right. Because my Dadaji is Srila Prabhupada, who is Senapati Bhakta of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Dadaji has got more love for the grandchildren than his own son. So those who are disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they are very, very fortunate. But I see that we are grandchildren. We are even more fortunate, because the grandfather has more love for the grandchildren. So my special connection with Srila Prabhupada, and I'm his grand disciple, that also pushes me. And of course, my spiritual masters, spiritual teachers, they are so great. Like they're saying, कि शेर का बच्चा गीदड़ कैसे हो सकता है? So again, I get back. Oh, come on, man. I belong to that lineage, that great lineage. How can I be morose? How can I be sad? How can I be low? Not at all, man. Get up. I belong to such great lineage of great Vaishnava Acharyas. Come on, AMOGH LILA. So then, in this way, I move ahead. And sometimes I don't wait for ecstasy, feelings. I say, well, my duty is to do devotional service. I'll not wait for ecstasy to come by my hair standing on end, my tears. I don't wait for all that. That is Krishna's department. Whenever he is to give me all of this, he may give me. My job is to do things enthusiastically. And there's one very beautiful quote by his own as Radhanath Maharaj. He says, Krishna consciousness is not just about chanting, dancing, and feasting. It's about chanting, it's about dancing, it's about feasting. It's not about chanting, it's not about dancing, it's not about feasting. It's about chanting, it's about dancing, it's about feasting. So that is Krishna consciousness. That also pushes me. Of course, these are the quotes by great spiritual teachers, like my Shiksha Guru, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. And I see, of course, in Satyuga, people used to do for 60,000 years of austerity to get Narayan Loka. We want Goloka. We don't want Narayan Loka. We want Goloka, higher than that. Oh, and that too 60 years. At least let me put that enthusiasm of 60,000 years in these 60 years so that I can get to Goloka more than Vaikuntha. So that's why we have got less time, lot to achieve, less time. So that's why I can't just waste my time being morose, sad, low. Come on, man. Get up. Yes. And yes, if I'm really very, very tired, physically, mentally, I take rest. Half an hour power nap, it refreshes me.
Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. Amazing. Amazing. In fact, I recently read a small quote by Jayadvait Maharaj.
Okay.
He was mentioning that of all the things that he really liked about Srila Prabhupada was that Srila Prabhupada did everything with a sense of duty. So even when Prabhupada would get success, he was not carried away because he was just doing duty.
Yeah.
And even when there was failure, he was not carried away because he knew that I have to do my duty. Whether the results come or not really doesn't matter.
Wow.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Vodi, to share that.
You.
We also heard that during this COVID times, ISKCONDWARKA distributed lakhs and lakhs of meals.
Oh, yes.
It made a world record.
Yeah, world record. 3 crore plates of prasadam.
Yeah.
3.5 now.
So
3.5 crore plates of prasadam.
That's a big thing. So how did how did it get started and how did it happen? And what was that experience of that phase?
Okay. I'll not take credit of this particular seva. The credit goes to my glorious temple president. His name is His Grace Pradyumna Priya Prabhuji. He's my temple president. He took the initiative at the ground level. He was working. In fact, he was mixing even with people who are having COVID. But now he lives very hyper sattvic life. He's expert in yoga, of course in bhakti yoga also. So he took the initiative. He did it all because he is very compassionate. He is a businessman. He knew that whether funds may come or not, I would put my money, but let me serve the humanity. So that's why we set up huge kitchen. Practically entire park. We have the park next to our temple. Entire park was converted into kitchen. And 5 lakh plates were being served every day. So as per India Book of Records, they counted the plates. So 5,16,000 plates were being distributed every single day. And since each plate costed us around say 20 rupees, so every day it was 1 crore rupees. So 5 lakh multiplied by 20 makes 1 crore. So 1 crore of expenditure every single day. And he was putting his own money. Of course, we got donations also. But the rate of donations was lesser than the expenditure which we were doing. So Prabhuji was putting his own money to feed people prasadam that all those who are needing. In fact, he got a very special initiative. He was distributing to those who are staying in skyscraper building, say 25th floor, and he's having COVID. This person cannot come down. With a drone, prasadam was delivered.
Really?
With drone. And now it's there in the balcony. And now the person would call, Hare Krishna, the prasadam is there in your balcony. Please take the prasadam. Prasadam? In balcony with drone, there is a hook. And then he would take out prasadam from the hook. So those pregnant ladies, old people who are there staying in skyscraper buildings, tall buildings, they would take prasadam in this way. Through drone, prasadam has never been delivered. So he distributed prasadam even like that. We had around 800 to 1,000 e-rickshaws who would take these drums to various areas. There was proper system to track which e-rickshaw is on the way, which e-rickshaw has reached, which e-rickshaw is coming back, which e-rickshaw is under repair. So all of these tracking was happening. Inventory management was happening by especially brahmachari devotees. That because every day 5 lakh plates of prasadam, that means heavy duty exit of the commodities and heavy duty input of commodities, and how much we need, how much. So that's why it was practically a very, very absorbing project. It was led by Pradyumna Priya Prabhuji. It was really incredible service which he has done. We are running on loan. Sometimes people say, well, the ISKCON people, they send money to America. Excuse me, sir. We are currently running on loan. There are so many vendors. We are running on loan. We have to pay maybe say 4.5 crores to somebody, or 1.5 crores or 7.5 crores. Lot of money is spending yet to be given to the vendors. Some of them were very angry. Paisa kab milega humko? Please, sir. We are trying our level best. Gradually, the money is coming. So we are still paying off the loan after this COVID thing. Now it has come down significantly. But when it was on the peak, so they were giving us because they know that ISKCON people, they are not going to cheat us. So we are giving them money gradually as coming 5 lakh rupees, 10 lakh rupees, 15 lakh rupees, 7 lakh rupees. We give them gradually. So that is money is we are sending to them. We are paying the money, but it was a Herculean task. And we are still under loan. In fact, our temple construction got stopped. That's because we were not having money. Because we fed this money, which was coming even for temple construction, to these people during the time of COVID. So those who believe that ISKCON is an American organization who sends money to America, excuse me, sir, we are running on loan. We fed crores and crores of plates to the people in India. And all over India, I think 7.5 crore plates were distributed in total. So we could do 3.5 crores, but all over India also ISKCON distributed so many plates of prasadam. So in this way, it was a great service. Yeah. This COVID care center also we opened around 600 beds. So that is also one more thing which we and by Krishna's mercy, not even single casualty. Not even single casualty. We fed them prasadam, nourishing prasadam full of Indian spices, offered to Lord Jagannath, Lord Shri Krishna. Not even single casualty. In fact, we had a couple of the cases where somebody was getting a bed in some hospital. As he was transferred there, within 2-3 days he died there. So family wala, they were thinking that it was good that the person was here in ISKCON. They were doing kirtan every day with the COVID patients. They were giving prasadam, sanctified food. Ghee gai milk was being fed to them. Good quality prasadam was there. So, and they were improving. Those who were having oxygen level 60, it reached 80, 85. So people were improving, and those who were exiting the COVID care center, they were saying thank you very much, and they were chanting Hare Krishna.
Amazing.
There would be kirtan for them. Devotees would wear the PP suit and they would do kirtan with them. They would feel really, they are having kirtan, we are having prasadam. So everything they are getting. So that is not even a single casualty happened.
Wow, amazing.
Just prasadam, and of course some medication was also there. But yes, but Krishna's mercy. And none of the devotee also got COVID. Even though we were interacting with COVID patients, we were giving them prasadam also. But none of us got COVID by Krishna's mercy.
Amazing. Spiritual warriors turned into COVID warriors.
COVID warriors, yes.
Amazing. I mean, it shows so much faith that Pradyumna Prabhu, your temple president, has. In spite of having a construction of a temple going on, no one will think about doing something so big. It shows how much faith he has in Krishna, and it shows the amount of compassion that he has in his heart.
Oh yes.
Probably in future, I would love to do an interview with him.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah. Amazing. One thing, while last time I came to ISKCONDWARKA, one thing I was really touched by is that ISKCONDWARKA, the whole temple is literally a construction site. So you all are staying in temporary structures.
Yes.
Filled with so many mosquitoes.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of the Juhu days, you all are going through so much struggle. So people may think that AMOGH LILA Prabhu lives in a very opulent place. There's a lot of struggle going on there. For me to tell you very honestly, that one day stay with the mosquitoes The toilet bathroom was so difficult. I was
Oh,
just thinking how you all are managing. Hats
that's
off to all
sorry.
of y'all. Hats off to all of y'all. I'm sure that ISKCON Dwarka is really going to have a magnificent temple. I saw the designs of the temple,
Yeah, beautiful.
and Krishna will bless you all so much. And I'm sure Gopal Krishna Maharaj will be so happy with all of you all. You are struggling so much in that place. Amazing, very inspiring. I came there, I was so inspired by that place and seeing the austerities that the devotees are going through.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Amazing,
But
amazing.
sincere apologies to you that you came and we could not serve you well.
No, no,
Thank you for
no. That
this.
was wonderful service, wonderful service.
Of course, mosquitoes are quite a lot here. In fact, in the
Yeah.
beginning, when we came here 8 years ago, if you just move your hand like this, you will touch 100 mosquitoes.
Oh
It
God.
was, there were so many. But now it has significantly come down because of the municipal corporation has taken a few actions. But yes, they're still there. Yeah, they are happily
Amazing,
staying with each
amazing,
other.
amazing, amazing. So, towards the end, I'll not take much time of yours.
Oh, please, please.
Uh, what is your message to the devotees for the coming new year, 2022?
Okay, I would say chant Hare Krishna attentively, preach Hare Krishna vigorously, and love Hare Krishna devotees unconditionally. That's my message.
Wow. Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. So, what are your big plans for 2022?
Of course, in 2022, we will try to focus on temple construction because that has come to a halt. That's there. And of course, expand preaching more and more so that more people can get connected. And social media is such a platform where people are currently staying. So certainly, we will focus more on social media things so that people can get connected. And we will try to have more online courses if possible so that people can have online courses and get spiritual education. So currently that's there. And of course, temple, apart from this temple construction, we also now plan to increase our book distribution. From past 8 years, we could not do much of book distribution because we were not having devotees. But now a lot of brahmacharis are also there with us. So we would be expanding book distribution of Srila Prabhupada's books. There are many people who are thirsty and
Yeah.
we have to distribute more books. This year we have started. This year we have done until now about like the closure of the December month, around 30,000 books. But hopefully next year we would make it to 50,000 books, Srila Prabhupada's books, Bhagavad Gita. And in this way we have to focus on book distribution. Yeah.
Amazing. In fact, the Delhi bus party from Parsarthi temple, they came to Goa.
Acha, wow.
Yeah, they were there in Goa for almost like 10 days. I mean, the kind of energy we have been always hearing that Delhi it's in their blood, basically, Delhi devotees to distribute books. But I got a first-hand experience of how they do it. I mean, we have been distributing books in Goa, but they were literally on the roads, stopping vehicles, doing it.
Yeah.
Different experience altogether. The kind of energy they have,
Yes.
amazing. The kind of austerities that they go through.
Yes.
Very inspiring, very inspiring.
Yeah. Before I came to Dwarka, I also used to do that. On the roads, do book distribution. It was very adventurous. Who is going to respond or react in what way is unpredictable. And that's the adventure. So, yes, devotees are very, very sacrificed. I know devotees who are doing from past 20, 25 years in the pollution of Delhi. They go on the roads, they distribute books. Thousands and thousands and lakhs of books. So many lives being changed because of them.
Yeah.
Incredible service. When they in the evening, when they come back, when they spit in the wash basin, the spit is black because they take so much of pollution. Delhi is one of the most polluted city in the world.
Correct.
So, and devotees, they go out on the roads taking pollution. Even their health also gets impeded. It gets negatively affected. Like many of them, they have got cervical also. Some of them are having back problem. Some they have some lung problem. So sometimes they are advised to go for detoxification of the body. But they do this. Very, very sacrificing.
Yeah, Gopal Krishna Maharaj will be so happy. This is one thing that's so dear to him.
Yes. He's very happy with them.
Okay. Speaking about Gaur Gopal Prabhu, right now Gaur Gopal Prabhu is so much in the limelight.
Yes.
But I have seen his life, the kind of struggles that he had before.
Yeah.
The kind of humble life he would have. He would clean toilets, literally do a lot of menial services.
Wow.
So people know in our podcast today,
Mhm.
we are trying to dive into the success stories of change makers.
Mhm.
So now AMOGH LILA Prabhu is in the limelight. He has 1 million followers.
Mhm.
But what goes into the making of AMOGH LILA Prabhu? What are the personal ingredients for success?
Personal ingredients of success, I would be speaking, I would say from the book from Shubhalas Prabhu. In one of his books, and that's actually applicable on all, not just on me. He says, well, if somebody's just having a talent, talent leads to arrogance. If talent plus good attitude, that makes the person malleable. If there is talent plus good attitude plus good character, that makes the person trustworthy. But talent plus good attitude plus blessings, um, talent plus attitude plus
Character.
character, and then blessings, they make the person capable. So we become capable because of these 4 ingredients. So talent is there, Krishna given talent, and good character. I don't know. Of course, I have to become more pure in my heart in terms of character, and good character, and then good attitude. I try to be in good attitude, service attitude, humble attitude, and then of course blessings. So this
Wow,
makes a person
amazing.
capable. So this formula is coming from His Grace Shubhalas Prabhu, from his Ramayana, I think. Yeah. No, it's from Open-Eyed Meditation. Yes.
Open-eyed meditation.
Yeah.
Great, great, great. It was so wonderful talking to you. The last question for today. Uh, what is the change and impact you want to make in the world?
Well, everyone becomes Krishna's devotee. That's what I want, because I see that all values, they come by bhakti. Usually people are saying they are seeking to have values, but from where comes the values? Values are outcome. They're outcome of bhakti. So if people become bhaktas, they become Hari bhaktas, Krishna bhaktas, values would automatically come. So you want the lives to be the value-centric lives, well, we have to go to the root. Like Vivek Bindraji, he says, जिनके रूट्स अच्छे होते हैं उनके फ्रूट्स अच्छे होते हैं, जिनके रूट्स अच्छे होते हैं उनके फ्रूट्स अच्छे होते हैं. So we have to work on the roots. If the roots are good, the fruits would automatically be good. So the roots of Krishna consciousness, if they are healthy, so the fruits of values, contribution to the society, so that would automatically come just by focusing on the roots. So yeah, that's the thing.
Great, wonderful. I've learned so much from today's session. Your story plus how Vivek Bindraji gets up early in the morning, finishes his rounds. Your temple president. So many people we touched on. It has been really educational, very transformative for me also. And because we are going to start the new year now, I'm sure this podcast will help everyone also.
All the best.
So once again, thank you very much for removing your precious time in spite of being so busy. You have been extremely kind to all of us. And we wish and pray that you may be able to preach much more. You may be able to reach many more people, transform the lives of millions. Now your YouTube subscribership is 1 million. So we wish that it grows 10 million, 100 millions. All our best wishes, prayers, definitely there with you for your success in your future contributions to the movement.
And I also pray that you may keep writing such books more and more, and keep nourishing our bhakti more and more. Such beautiful japa meditations. So I strongly recommend this book. Is this available on Amazon?
Yeah, it's available. Yeah.
Okay. So all those who are listening to this podcast, please kindly go and purchase this wonderful book, Japa Meditations by ACHYUT GOPAL Prabhu. Wonderful book. So,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.